Gorzko, gorzko, gorzko. Hey guys, my name is Paweł, welcome to my channel. In today's video, I will guide you through the Polish wedding, its customs, its traditions, and other stuff that are connected to the Polish wedding. So, let's start. Let me begin from the traditions that happened before actual wedding. So, one of the customs says, for example, that the groom shouldn't see the bride in her wedding dress until the ceremony, as well as the bride shouldn't see the groom in his suit. It has some roots in very ancient Rome time, when the marriage was a purely business transaction and the bride used to be sold by her father, by her family, for some cows or for some other valuable stuff. And at that time, the groom and the bride, they couldn't see each other until the wedding at all, because it could happen that the groom didn't like the bride and he could say, no, I don't like her. Nowadays, on the other hand, the groom usually comes to the bride's house where she's getting ready. There they are blessed by their parents. This is also the first time when the groom is seeing the bride in her wedding dress just before going to the church. It shouldn't be a surprise for you if I tell you that most of the marriages in Poland are held in churches. I would say that there is also a lot of people who are taking the governmental marriages. There is more and more people like that, but still most of the couples are getting married in churches, which is at the same time the governmental marriage, but they're two at the same time. So how does it look like? Basically, you're going to a church. There is the regular Catholic mass, which has additional segment reserved especially for the wedding ceremony. So at this point, the priest is formalizing entire marriage. He blesses the couple, and the couple is exchanging rings. They swear fidelity, and they also say to each other that they will stay together forever until death. This is quite brutal, I would say, but the truth is, as far as I know, that in Catholic Church there is no such a thing like divorce. You cannot divorce, you cannot get divorced in a Catholic Church. There is something like invalidity of a marriage, which can happen in some very specific cases, and some of them are for example, already existing marriage with another person, youthful age of a spouse, so 14 years for a woman or 16 for a man, sexual inability, marriage with a person who was not baptized and declared differently, close affinity of wife and husband. So if someone in these cases lied about it, then you can just make the marriage invalid. Apparently there is tens of different customs and rules when it comes to the wedding ceremony itself, the bride shouldn't look back during the ceremony. What I know for sure is that wedding guests usually throw coins, rice, confetti towards the new wife and husband while they're leaving the church in the accompany of the beautiful Mendelssohn March. And apparently these are kind of the wishes for the productive future. Also, the one who collects the most of the coins from the ground, apparently will be responsible for the finances in the family. Custom says, of course, because why would it be in a real life like that? And the time after the wedding ceremony is also a good time for the wishes from the family, friends, guests, as well as giving gifts. Gifts on the Polish weddings are usually money, wine, books, household devices, but money in envelopes are the most appreciated gifts ever, because everyone knows that weddings cost a lot. Welcome, my guest. We have a cat here. If you come to the Polish wedding, there is quite a huge possibility that you will get a cotillion, which is a little ribbon that they pin to your suit or dress. Depending on your martial status, so if you're single or not, they're pinned either to the left or right side. After the ceremony in the church, there is usually time for the party. People are partying until early morning next day, and the way between church and the party place is quite fun. Cars are decorated, people are horning all the time, throwing some sweets to the kids who are standing next to the road. Sometimes it can happen that there is organized a wedding gate by someone. It basically means that the car cannot go any further until they will give something in exchange to the people who block the road. And it usually is just alcohol, vodka, or in the case of kids, this is just sweets. Many Polish weddings opens with three main things, which is like bread, salt, and vodka. So the couple have to eat bread, which I believe means that they will never know hunger in their lives. They need to eat salt, so it reminds them about the difficulties of life, and they drink vodka. I don't know why they drink vodka, but they need to drink this vodka and throw the glasses behind their backs. And if they don't break these glasses, it means bad luck, I believe, so it's better to go back and just break it. There is also one more thing, which is carrying the bride over the door to the place where the party is, and apparently it is because it is believed that if the bride will stumble while entering, it brings the bad luck, so it's better just to carry her over the threshold to avoid this. At this point the party is starting, there is always the first dance. Basically, snacks are all the time on the tables, you can use them anytime you want. The proper meals are coming every 2-3 hours, so you can be full all the time. And when it comes to food, you can expect many different things, but for sure you can find like a traditional Polish chicken soup, lots of meat, lots of cheese, lots of bread, herring, because this is the most popular fish, I guess, fruits, cakes, just everything what you need. Eating is usually accompanied by drinking alcohol, of course, because Polish wedding equals drinking. When it comes to alcohol, it's usually vodka. However, on Polish weddings nowadays you can find many different types of alcohol, beers, wine, liquors, really depends. There is usually also a person who is responsible for supplying the tables with the alcohol if there is like just only bottles there. He or she is usually also responsible for entertaining people and making sure that everyone is having fun. Apparently it's quite popular that the couple who got married, they don't drink. I saw many times that they had like the vodka bottles filled with just water, so they don't get drunk. What else? There is not such a thing like a long toast. So sometimes on the American movies you can see that people are raising a toast and they talk for 10 minutes, making wishes and so on. No such a thing in Poland. Sometimes the couple will do such a thing at the beginning of the party, but guests, basically they never do it. There is one more thing that can happen, which is people are starting to shout gorzko, 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 which means in particular bitter, bitter, bitter. In this case, couple have to kiss. And this is not just about like kiss, usually it's about the French kiss, usually not once, and people do not stop shouting until they do. Dances! We also dance a lot, we always have a band, a music, and aunts, drunk aunts and drunk uncles are dancing there. And my girlfriend will come right now and she will say, "Oh, our Turkish dances are better, your Polish dances suck." She actually already did it. She told about it in her video. You can find the link to her video down below there. And what? Maybe our dances suck, but people have fun. I think people have more fun than on Turkish weddings. So what? And we also sing a lot because very often we have the lyrics. The books with lyrics, so you can think. That's cool. The last part of the wedding is of course cake and oczepiny, which are kind of silly games that take part in the midnight, and I will tell you how it looked like in the past. I will quote: "Traditionally, the oczepiny ceremony began with the unbraiding and cutting of the young bride's hair. Long braids were symbolic of girlhood, freedom, and as a new married woman, the bride's hair was unbraided to reflect her new marital status." There is nothing like that, of course, nowadays. The only thing that happens is that the bride is taking her veil and throwing towards the group of single women, and actually the groom does the same, so he's taking his tie and he's throwing it into group of the single men, and the custom says that who catches it will get married the first. Well, and after that part there is also like some silly games. People are running around answering to stupid questions and so on. Doesn't really matter. In the past, traditionally the wedding parties used to take like 3-4 days in total. Nowadays, of course, it doesn't happen, but usually on the next day there is another small party. Again, people are eating food from the last day, they drink and dance again. It's just a little bit less formal. This is the end of the guide of the Polish weddings. I hope that you liked it. If you have some questions, leave the comment below. Visit my Instagram account, subscribe to this channel, and see you soon in the next video. Have a good day. Bye. Bye.